What's going on, yo? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. Going over URL's latest app drop, Tru Foe versus Ace Amin, which has a bunch of controversy. It's really nothing but controversy out here right now between the easy debacle, 10-minute live, all the ridiculousness that already surrounds that topic, every little movement in it. And then you have Tru Foe versus Ace. While it is a battle, this is also mirrored in controversy. The reschedule, which we'll go over, a lot of things to address within the battle, but really want to focus on Ace's performance and really what he's done so far in 2023. I reviewed his Arsenal battle, obviously a standout performance, and I actually like his material a little bit more in this one. So what we're going to do is talk a lot about where Ace is right now, kind of the trajectory of both of these battlers in different directions, someone that's really ascending and rising the ranks, and someone that we might have to, have a reevaluation on due to his last few performances. But without further ado, start from the first round of the battle. So it starts out on Tru Foe first, and his longest round of the battle. I think it's about like 2 minutes long before the inevitable happens, but starts out just in the easy situation, obviously backing out of the trenches card. He offered me $16.50. If he told me Remy was paying for it, I should have at least gotten $17.38. That was solid, but has a stumble. So we're about 6 to 8 bars in, and clearly there's already a little bit of lapse in memory showing. He is a Psalms mixtape bar. Yellow is for those that might make it. Red is for those that aren't. Like that, the scandal from Chicago, I can tell you all about Kells and P. I had a few bars going to Kells that were kind of funny, and then he chokes. So, right off the bat, round one, wraps about a minute and a half, chokes. Really easy round to beat. And then on top of that, Ace's first, probably Ace's best of the battle. URL gave me this because they owe me a solid, obviously nicknamed Solid Fire. One of his best bars of the battle, when he went to jail, he said, "I ain't folded that 11, but once I hit Ace, I didn't turn into a monster with the 11, but once they hit Ace, it turned me into one." Blackjack, hit 21, goes back to 1. That hit is a haymaker. Finding Dory, Foe getting in the water, dumping in the water, that was fire. Lil Meech Summer Walker bar was fire. Strip clean like Listerine. If my brim changes directions, that means Jack Boy is my getaway driver. So by this point, multiple haymakers. That's crazy. The Jack Boy bar and the Hit Ace bar, both insanity. And then even his closeout bar, always going to be at home because everywhere you go has got a DMV. And really is just a landslide murder of a first. I think Ace has done a really good job getting to the punch a bit quicker in battles. A lot of times I feel like it would have been a bunch of multis, a bunch of lead up to some of these. But the way that he's able to get into the Jack Boy bar pretty quick, gets in and out of there, the in-between stuff, the Finding Dory, I think that there's, funny enough, a little bit of improvement on the name flips. I just think overall he's punching. And then on top of that, when your opponent is just doing terrible, it's going to glorify your performance. So Ace was up a very dominant 1-0 after the first. And then as we get into the second, this is when it turns into a complete fucking circus, to be perfectly honest with you. Tru Foe has a Heath Ledger bar to start his second. Clearly, he already looks like frustrated, a little discombobulated, especially after choking in the first. He has a Heath Ledger bar that he stumbles through, and then he chokes right after. I mean, his second and his third, which we'll get into, are basically a bunch of nothing. It's Tory Doe situation, but with words. I mean, he raps seconds before a frustrated choke where he just realized he doesn't have it, and it's a nothing round. And then you get into Ace's second. Starts out with the Len biased. First pick shouldn't be Smoke with Rock. That was fire. He's a solitaire bar. They said Ace played himself. How I end up in solitaire. Solitaire, I like that. Talked about, I told you to go up, down, left, right. I control Foe direction in the game. Fire. A little bit of Norb's angle. Talked about when Foe leaked P's phone call and his situations with Norb's back in the day in the PGs. Bill Cosby, you had to sit down while they got a street star. You had to sitcom while they got a street star removed. So fire. You from the city R. Kelly from, you ain't learned nothing from recording P, ridiculous. And then once again, another super haymaker to end his second. You lost to 40. Oh, I'm lying. Oh, I thought you did since they shot you 10 times, Foe. It's just a murder, and I think it's already a loss after the second. And I think Ace is yelling at the camera, "You lost. I don't got to rap in the third." And while Foe has his peaks, like the Geechee battle, right? Like the Red battle, which is a very good back and forth. I just don't think even in your losses you can excuse losing like this. And let's be honest, URL is not foreign to pushing talents that lose more than they win, right? You've seen this kind of along the lines with Chess, with Luke Castro, you know what I mean? Guys would have super talent, but their peaks match that, you know what I'm saying? And even some of their losses, while, you know, there's a lot, some of them are good losses. You know, they talk about Lou and Clips, and, you know, to me it's a 3-0, but a lot of people think it's a great performance for Lou. His second is undeniably good. As for chess, I don't even really got to explain, but Foe, I mean, the Av battle is just ugly, and then you get to a battle like this that's also just fucking ugly. There's no other way to put it. So murderous 2-0 going into the third. And as we get into the third round, somehow it's even shorter than the second. Foe literally starts by saying, I ain't know none of my shit, I'm bogus. At least he's honest. He can't, that's the solid part of his nickname. And then there's an attempt to freestyle, but it's absolutely just, it's disgusting. It's not even admirable, to say the least. It's just not really good. And then completely tosses his third away. And then really Ace's third is the most disgusting evidence of just shamelessness by Foe all the way throughout. He starts with the "you talk a lot" angle. We got to fuck you up for you to stop talking. You need a right to remain solid, right to remain solid. I thought that was fire. And then there's a scuffle, so that, you know, they're pushing back and forth. Clearly Tru is frustrated with his own performance, and he kind of just tries to fuck up this footage in the third. I mean, he's literally asking in the middle of Ace's round, yo, we're going to redo this battle tomorrow. We're going to redo it. That's not how this works. This isn't Call of Duty. You don't respawn. You know what I'm saying? You don't get a second chance. This isn't bowling. We don't take turns. It just doesn't make sense. I have absolutely no idea why he's talking about redoing the battle midway through. I remember there was talk about it, like they were taking it serious. And I guess when you throw the footage this bad, what's your other option? But I think sitting there and dying is a better option than what he's got in this third. The scuffle pretty much there's a little bit more angling by Ace in the third about the Piranha situation a little bit. But Tru just tried to throw the footage. He's pushing him. He's trying to push him. He's trying to cause a fight, but not really a fight. Just anything to get the battle redone. And it's disturbing. So Ace won clear. 3-0 body bag, and now we can get into kind of the trajectory portion of where I see both of these talents going. And as I said, as for a little talk on the trajectory, just because there's not much to talk about for the battle, you know, I quote bars there, but as you can see, it is a murder. It is a 3-0 landslide, which is something that Ace is not foreign to this year. If you look at his 2023 so far, clean paper, another incident similar to this, which is choking, real bizarreness from his opponent, but he 30s him. Craig Lamar is a 2-1 clear. You know, probably the weakest opponent and the weakest material of the battle is for King Balzaman, who really gives a shit. But he did win 2-1 clear, which is what we care about results-wise from that. You get into the Arsenal battle. Personally, had him winning 30. I believe you can edge Ars the second if you'd like, but that's another clear win of a battle with great material, probably his best material up until this point. And although Tru throws the battle, I think this is Ace's best material of the year and a 3-0 body bag. So you have 30 on Clean, 30 on Foe, in my opinion, 30 on Arsenal. And then he lost the first versus Craig Lamar in a little bit of the strangest battle of the four. Overall, what he's done has been incredible. I've been a little critical of Ace in the past because of how much hype he had when he first came into the game, when him and Swamp are both premier stars. Leading up to the volume, choke happens. We know how things were around then and have kind of been from there. Lack of opportunities, not always extremely active. Some losses in there that I'm just not happy of. I think the choking's always been blown out of proportion, but the stumbling hasn't. Always had a stumbling issue, but it seems like he's cleaned that up a lot this year. Got into the punch quicker while still not leaving his identity of like the pure rapping and what he's really best at as a battle rapper, and is really having a career year and could possibly have the best year of his career. I think a couple top tier looks should be on the way and would really cap everything off. I'm big on once guys get the momentum, they at least deserve the opportunity to sink or swim, and for most of us, I think this is more of a swim battler. I think Ace is going to beat a couple top tiers if they decide to put him through that cycle. This is a guy that you could end up marketing as a star. He promotes, he raps really well, he is a unique 101 style and sounds like himself. There's just a lot of things that I see as positives when we talk about it. And if he's able to continue this work rate against top tiers like he's done before, like against Danny, like against John Dodon, we could be talking about a newly what's the word, initiated top tier this year. We could be talking about Ace Amin making his case for top tier by year's end. For those of you that didn't see, shout out Let's Talk Battle Rap, as I am a part of. Shout out to the team, man. And we did do a power ranking. We did a power ranking for the halfway point. I will leave the link to it down in the description with a point system, hella breakdown. If you guys click the article, you can see how we scored everything in the actual criteria. It's not like we're just throwing a list at you. And we have Ace at 8, and I really could see him climbing that with the correct opportunities. I mean, he's 30ing everything from mid-tier down competition. If he's able to have debatables or wins against anything top tier and up, could be even a top 5 berth if he plays it right. Really impressed with Ace as I was in the Arsenal battle, and just really wanted to highlight that. And as for Foe, The Geechee, he's a very likable person, obviously likable personality and has talent, but I don't know if he's ever going to be destined for top tier battle rap really at that level. And it's not bad. Maybe this is just where he belongs, but I think maybe it's time to sit just for a little bit, recollect things. I know he always talks about these things got going on outside of battle rap in life, and I can't blame that. But when you come to work, you have to work. And showing up with basically nothing, showing up with like half of a first round is the epitome of nothing. You know what I'm saying? You might as well have just no-showed, asking for a redo, trying to ruin the battle. We thought when he threatened to slap the woman at in the crowd during the Av battle, it couldn't get worse, and it got worse. This was not solid. This was not good. This was really rough, and after another body bag loss, I definitely can look at this as people, how we, another person we mentioned, Luke Castro, other people that go on extended losing streaks. This isn't as extended as it is just gruesome losses. I think it's definitely time for Foe, sit down for a second, regather himself. But what did you guys think of the battle? Where do you see Ace's trajectory going? Where do you see Foe's trajectory going from this battle? Do you think it's a body of the year candidate? You know, I hate to put any ceilings on talent, you know, especially just because when guys are at their lowest, you know what I'm saying, that doesn't define you the same way your peaks don't define you. But when you have multiple lows that equal each other, you know, it's worth discussing. But as I said, let me know what you guys think of the trajectory down below in the comments of each battler, who you would even want to see Ace against next, preferably a top tier opponent. I know him and Rum have talked a little bit for SM on Twitter if the cow battle falls through, but even beyond that, I want to see him versus T-Top. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him versus other, maybe even Ace versus DNA one day. It's a strange matchup, but I'm just saying in general, put him through a row of top tiers, should just anyone to see where he is and see if he can hang with the big dogs. But it's been J Small Reviews again, y'all. As I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the battle and the talents involved. And I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.